Hey there, posse. Saving leftover sparkling wine is a little bit like trying to keep a balloon afloat after a party. It's tricky, but not impossible. Stay tuned. In this video, we'll be talking about ways to keep those bubblies alive and your wine fizzy for when you're not quite ready to let the party die. This one's going to be really helpful. Are you ready? Come on, let's go. Hey there, posse. I'm Pierre, and welcome to Asti Wine Consultants. In this episode, we'll learn about 5 or 6 ways to hang on to sparkling wine or champagne after you've opened it. First is the classic solution. Use a champagne stopper. This is the adult version of those plastic wrap hacks you see on TikTok. A good champagne stopper clamps down on the bottle and keeps the bubbles from escaping. So it's sort of like a tiny security guard for your fizz, and the best part, you can still pop it open again later like the party's just starting all over again. This is basically a cork that decided to level up and go to grad school. You can find these in wine shops, online, and really all over the place. Next up is the spoon trick. Have you seen someone stick a metal spoon handle first into the neck of the bottle and place it in the fridge? There's no scientific reason why this works. Probably because, in my mind, it doesn't. But if nothing else, it makes you feel like a wine wizard with a fancy trick. In all seriousness, don't do this. Here's one that I typically recommend instead. Drink it all before it goes flat. This method requires dedication, but it's foolproof. If you don't want your sparkling wine to go flat, just drink it all before it can. After all, nothing says responsible adult like drinking an entire bottle of bubbly just to avoid waste. It's eco-friendly also. Well, kinda. This is saving the planet, one bottle of sparkling wine at a time. Of course, I'm saying this all tongue-in-cheek. Drink responsibly, please. Now here's another idea. Make sparkling wine cocktails. Now if the wine's lost a bit of its fizz but still has a little life left in it, turn it into a cocktail. Add some juice, maybe a splash of vodka, and suddenly you've got a fancy mimosa, or at least a drink you can pretend was intentional. It's like the wine gets a second chance on life. It's sort of like those jeans you haven't worn since 2010. When life gives you flat champagne, make it brunch cocktails. Hey, how are you doing there? Are you getting a little something out of this? If you are, please write Asti in the comments below. All right, next up is the vacuum sealer. If you're the kind of person who owns a vacuum wine sealer or a vacuum pump, congratulations on being way prepared for life than the rest of us. This gadget sucks the air out of the bottle, keeping the bubbles intact. It's basically the wine version of putting your leftovers in Tupperware, but with less judgment from your fridge. When you forget about it. Some folks find success with this. I don't. You gotta be careful not to suck too much air out of it, because you'll be sucking all the bubbles out, right out of the sparkling wine. Additionally, if you don't suck enough air out, then the bubbles will do nothing more than pop the top off. Well, unless you use the original cage that kept the cork on, that's an option. For me, it doesn't work. It's just too much trouble. Now, one other approach is to freeze it. This one is actually really cool, no pun intended. If you can't finish your sparkling wine, then pour it into the ice cube trays and freeze it. Then you can use those frozen bubbly cubes later for cocktails or to chill your next glass of wine without watering it down. It's like turning your wine into an ice superhero that comes back when you need it the most. Who wouldn't want wine cubes in the freezer next to your frozen peas. Well, there you have it. Oh, one final note. Unless it's frozen, you should plan to drink your sparkling wine or champagne the next day or so. Don't count on it being able to be kept much longer than that. Oh, and let me know which of these methods you prefer. Take care. Cheers. Hey Posse, thanks a ton for taking the time to watch this video. I promise no grapes were harmed in the making of it. Well, maybe just a few. Now, if you got any questions, let me know in the comments below. And hey, if you don't want to miss out on any of my future content, go ahead and tap that subscribe button. Oh, and before you go, don't forget to check out some of these other videos. Until next time, cheers.